Hello fellow Whovians, it's Time Lord Miff here, and today we're going to be looking at the first story by the man whose costume would go on to become an icon throughout pop culture even today. I'm talking about Tom Baker in his first story, Robot. Let's get started.
Key. Yes, of course. Obvious place.
There you are. Now, come along, Doctor. You're supposed to be in the sick bay.
Am I? Don't you mean the infirmary?
No, I do not mean the infirmary. I mean the sick bay. You're not fit yet.
Not fit. I'm the doctor.
No, Doctor. I'm the doctor, and I say that you're not fit.
You may be a doctor, but I'm the doctor. The definite article, you might say.
Look here, Doctor. You're not fit.
Not fit. Not fit. Of course I'm fit. All systems go.
Say. Look.
Heart speed?
I say, I don't think that could be right.
Both a bit fast, are they?
Well, I don't.
Still, must be patient. A new body's like a new house. Takes a little bit of time to settle in. As for the physiognomy, well, nothing's perfect. Have to take the rough with the smooth. Mind you, I think the nose is a definite improvement. As for the ears, well, I'm not too sure. Tell me, quite frankly, what do you say to the ears?
Well, I really don't know.
Well, of course you don't. Why should you? You're a busy man. Yeah. You don't want to stand here burbling about my ears, neither here nor there. I can't waste any more time. Things to do, places to go. I'm a busy man too, you know. Thank you for the most interesting conversation. Must be on my way.
There's absolutely no question of you leaving, Doctor. Now, you go back to the infirmary, I mean the sick bay, get into bed and stay there until I say that you can get up.
How can I prove my point?
I feel I ought to warn you, Doctor, that there's grave danger of myocardial infarction, not to speak of pulmonary embolism. Yes, I should.
Mother, Mother, I feel sick. Send for the doctor. Quick. Mother, dear, shall I die? Yes, my darling, by and by. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's only one place he can be.
I thought you said Dr. Sullivan was looking after him.
She's supposed to be.
Cupboard. Oh, what are you doing down there? Where's the doctor?
Tied me up and hung me in here like a pair of old boots.
Well, where is he? Ah, too late.
No, Doctor, wait! Doctor, listen, please, it's Sarah! Doctor!
Hello. Come to see me off, have you? Well, I hate goodbyes. I'll just slip away quietly.
No, Doctor, you can't go.
Can't. There's no such word as can't.
Oh.
Why not?
Well, because you're not... Well, because, the Brigadier needs you, don't you, Brigadier?
What? Oh, yes, of course, depending on you.
What for?
Well, there's been this robbery, hasn't there, Brigadier? Some kind of secret weapon.
Ah, yes, very serious business.
And I mean, you are still Unit's scientific advisor. Remember? Well, you can't go rushing off and leave them in the lurch.
Can't I? Goodbye.
There you go, that was our first look at Tom post-regeneration, and as you can see he was rather scatty, rather unusual to say the least. And when the story was released, it got mixed reviews. People said he was a loony. Now, Terence Dick, who actually wrote this story, said that he deliberately made Tom Baker's character initially over the top so that writers coming into the series could actually tone him down a little bit. Now, this story represented not only the beginning of a change with a new Doctor, but it also represented a change for the production crew. Terence Dicks, who had been the script editor for a long time, was leaving, and he was being replaced by Robert Holmes. Now, Robert Holmes, as you may remember from previous videos, was the creator of the Autons and also the Sontarans. And also, long-time producer Barry Letts was leaving, and he'd be replaced by Philip Hinchcliffe. But he did stay on to oversee the casting of the Fourth Doctor. And when the Doctor was being cast, they had no idea who was going to, replace John Pertwee. They wasn't sure whether it would be an older actor or a younger actor. So they brought in the character of Harry Sullivan, played by Ian Marter, in case it was an older actor and they needed someone for the action scene. Now, Tom Baker was an out-of-work actor who was working on a construction site at the time he got offered the role of the Fourth Doctor. And how that came about was that producer Barry Letts saw him in a movie called The Golden Voyage of Sinbad, and Tom Baker played an evil magician, and there was something about his performance, because every time this evil magician used some of his magic, he'd age slightly. So there was a very strong, sadness and as well as evilness to this character that really impressed Barry Letts with his acting performance. Elisabeth Sladen, who played Sarah Jane Smith for the latter part of John Pertwee's run as the Third Doctor, had signed on again and renewed her contract to play Sarah Jane Smith with Tom Baker, and it proved to be one of the most popular pairings in Doctor Who history. And of course, the late Elisabeth Sladen went on. She made numerous guest appearances, and she went on to star in her own series, the K9 Adventures, the Sarah Jane Adventures, which was a great show, which was for younger audiences, but still used some of the recognisable monsters from Doctor Who, and even the Doctors from the new series, such as Matt Smith, made an appearance in this show. Now, Terence Dicks wrote this story, Robot, before the actual casting of the Fourth Doctor, so he had no idea, how the Fourth Doctor would be portrayed. But he said his major influence for this story was the movie King Kong, and it stands out so much because there's that whole sadness about this robot who's been misused, and Sarah Jane, who feels sorry for it, and the head of the institute that's made him, Miss Smith. It's a robot, it doesn't have any feelings. That was Hilda Winters, and she was portrayed by Patricia Maynard, and an interesting fact is that she was Dennis Waterman's second wife. Now, one of the things the previous production crew had found is that having the Doctor trapped on Earth by the Time Lords really had painted themselves into a corner, because they were very limited in the stories they could do. It was, either alien invasions, or it was the Master, helping aliens or doing a plot of his own. And so that got resolved with the story Three Doctors, the anniversary story, which was great. And Tom Baker's era would represent the gradual ending of his association with UNIT as the stories took more and more precedence in space and away from Earth. Now, there's scenes in Robot where it actually grows to ginormous size, and the production crew had learnt their mistake previously when they tried to do CGI and special effects with inside locations. So they made the scenes of the robot all virtually outside. Now they look really hokey today, but this is, you know, 1974, and CGI wasn't at its greatest. It was, you know, way before, you know, any sort of computer effects at all. And you can see in some scenes the blurring of the green screen around the robot, okay? And when the Doctor throws this solution over it to destroy him, you can see the problems they had with the CGI effect. But nonetheless, it was a great introduction to the Doctor. And Tom Baker's start as the Doctor, it did get, as I said, a mixed reaction. People, you know, they were so used to this, you know, suave action hero, and here was this strange man who seemed slightly haughty. But of course, you know, he went on and served 7 years as the Doctor, the longest run of any actor to play Doctor Who. Well, there you go, Whovians. There's some little facts and trivia for you about Tom Baker's first story, Robot. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, and this is your first time to the Classic Whovian, and you want to impress all your friends with your knowledge and facts and trivia about Doctor Who, then don't forget to give us a like, hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe to us, and get the bell notification, and you'll always be up to date. Alright, that's it from me, Time Lord Myth. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be back with you very soon, and we'll be looking at another Doctor Who adventure, and until then, I'll see you somewhere in time and space. Bye for now.